Hi and welcome to another video. Today we have actually something different. I'm actually going to do Battle of the Foil Gels. So I've actually got 7 different foil glues. Yeah, that one's not been took out of packet. And we have is Emily or Emily, whatever you want to call it, 15 mils. It's a 60-second cure. So we've got this one. Then we've got my trusty favourite, which is Miss Sparkle Supplies, which is a 60-second cure. Then we have this Evil one, which used to be my favourite, but that's a 60-second cure. And we have Born Pretty, which is also a 60-second cure. We have Tubby Glam, which is, it says 30 to 60 seconds, but I'm going to give it 60. Then we have Dorota Politska, which says 30 to 60, but I'm going to give it 60, so they're all fair. And this actually says it's a 30-second cure, but I'm still going to cure it for 60. Because it says 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So anyway, that's all them. So I got a foil out, and it's really nothing that sort of matches the colour that I've painted. And I've done that purposely, and I'm going to cut that little bit out, that little bit there, because it not give it a chance of transferring. So they will all get, yeah. So I'm going to take the tacky layer off the first one, and the first one that I'm going to try is Urban Graffiti Foil Gel, which is Nails, which I am going to do exactly the same on every one, and I am going to rank them in best to worst, in, you know, just in my opinion, not in anybody else's, or, you know, because in my opinion, to be honest, they're all good. But I just thought I'd do, you know, something different. So I'm just going to give them all a thin, even coat, getting all down the edges. And I will give it a 60-second cure. And then we'll see how, I'm not bothered about the bits in it. They can stop in it. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 60-second cure. So that is the Urban Graffiti. That is that one. That is the first one that we're going to try. And we're going to see how they all transfer. And what is left back on the, yeah, on the foil. So to give them all a fair go, I'm wiping the tacky layer off them all, because I don't know whether they've all got to they work better with the tacky layer taking off anyway. I mean, I like them all. The ones that I use most are the Urban Graffiti and this one and this one. They're the ones that I use most. But yeah, I'm going to do exactly the same with them all, and then, you know, it gives them all a fair crack at the whip, doesn't it? So when they come out at lamp, I'm actually going to leave it for a minute or so to sort of cool down, because I think foils work better when they've cooled down. I think if you try and put your foil on as soon as you get it out of the lamp, obviously it's still hot, and yet it doesn't transfer properly. God, I need to get my teeth in today. Good. So anyway, that's that one. And I'm going to pop that in for 60 seconds. So anyway, this one's out with the lamp. So I'm going to get a bit of foil when I find my scissors. To help if I had to just chucked everything on my desk. And I'm going to use this silicone tool, which is just usually one that's on, you know, when end of one of the other ones, you know, the crappy ones, but I've just put it on there. Yeah, can't find my scissors. There is some just outside of me anyway, so that's fine. So yeah, we have some scissors. So I am going to cut a piece of this out. And like I said, it is nothing like the pattern on the, you know, the colour of the foil that popping on. So I'm going to pop it on and I'm going to rub down the middle, straight down the middle, get right to the edge with my fingers, one edge, the other edge with my fingers, and then I'm going to get my little tool and I'm going to press. And I'm going to give them all a fair crack at the wick. I'm not lifting them up, any of them up, and you know, I'm just going to sort of see how it transfers. And then I'm going to put them in, like I said, I'm going to put them in the order of the worst to the best. So start lifting it up. And I can see that it's not transferred up the edges. I might not have put enough glue on, to be honest. Could be my fault, that. Could be my fault. So we'll just give them all a... If it is, obviously I will... I'll try it again. So anyway... Like I said, that looks like that's my fault. Could be the foil. Sometimes it's the foil. It's not a foil that I've normally used, but as you can see, that's not done brill, and that is usually a good foil. But like I said, it could be the foil. It could be the foil. So I haven't wiped the backing off or anything. I have literally just put it on. So anyway, next we have the Dorota Politska one, which is a really good one as well. I've done exactly the same with this one. Straight down the middle. Down both sides. Usually go like that with my finger. And then I'm going to use my little tool. You can see it already lifting. Like I said, it could have been me on that last one, but I'm not usually bad at using foils. I'm usually pretty good. But yeah, so anyway, I've done exactly the same with this one as we did on the last one. And as you can see, apart from this little bit, which is probably my fault, that is an absolutely perfect transfer. So far, that is in number 1. So we'll move it to the top spot. Right, next I'm going to try the Emily one. I'm going to put 2 in the lamp at the same time. Like I said, it could have been my fault the last time with the Urban Graffiti, because it is usually a really good foil gel. Give it a good coat, and then obviously I'll wipe some off. So it's only a thin even coat. Right, we'll pop that shit in the lamp. So that one is there. And might actually have to do the urban graffiti one again because I'll probably not get it a fair crack at the whip. We'll see. We'll see. Go down all the sides. Wipe it off. So we'll wait while that one comes out of the lamp and we'll put that one in. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit missing on this piece of foil, so I will cut that off so it's not getting in anybody's way. So I'm going to cut another piece off, and we've just got that one out of the lamp. We'll let it cool down for a second, and we will pop the To Be Glam one in. 60 seconds, exactly the same. So that is the urban graffiti. This is the Emily. So let it cool down. I'll just do exactly the same. Pop it straight down the middle. Down both sides. I think I could have put that urban graffiti one on a little bit too thick. I might actually have to give that another try because I'm not happy with it. It's usually really good transfer. So it could be this foil, like I said. So anyway, I've gone out and down the sides like I usually do. As you can see, this one is sort of starting to lift from the edges. Yep, go down the edges, and then we'll lift it. It's just a few little specks. Could be where it's not been rubbed in properly. Try that. And as you can see, that's not actually bad. That is that. That is that one. Not bad, but it's probably not the best. So, but I am actually going to paint another nail with this. I'm just going to. I have got one somewhere. Yep. I have got nails, literally, bloody everywhere. But anyway, I'm not painting it with anything. I am literally just going to do it on a tip, but I'm going to wipe it. Let it dry, because I think I put that on too thick. I think it was my fault, that one. But anyway, let's give it another try. So let's give it a thin, even coat, because I think I went a bit overboard with that last one. Thin, even coat. I think this might have only wanted 30 seconds, I don't know. So anyway, let's pop that one back in the lamp. Anyway, this To Be Glam one is actually out now. So we'll cut another piece of foil off. And we'll get to it. Straight down the middle, like I did on all the others. Squeeze it into the side. Go right down into the edges. As you can see, it's starting to lift a little bit from the edges. That has actually done really good. It's one I don't really use, but yeah, that has done really good. So at minute, the Tubby Glam is actually in second position. So we'll put that up there. And as you can see, we've got this out with a lamp. I'm going to run out of foil if carry on. Anyway, let's just cut a piece of foil off. And we'll try and get it so it's not got the bit that's missing on. Straight down the middle, down the sides, push down to the edges. I've missed a bit off top. That's my fault again. Like I said, I think I did put it on too thick on that last one, so that was my fault. So that's why I'm giving it another try, because it's usually a really good foil gel. So I just didn't think I'd done it justice. So yeah, rub it down, and we will peel it back. As you can see, it definitely was my fault, because that is absolutely perfect. That is the best so far. I told you it was my fault. So at minute we have Tubby Glam in third position, Dorota Politska's in second position, but then, you know, I mean, like I said, a little bit was missing of mine, and Urban Graffiti's in first position. Still, we have the Emily one in last position. So now we will use the Born Pretty one. So we'll do the same on this one, thin, even coat, all over, right down the edges. We'll go back over and scrape any excess off. So it gives it a good chance as any. As you can see, that is a lovely even coat. So we will pop that in the lamp for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to use the Evil. Just going to do exactly the same with this. I mean, there's a lot more foil gels than what I'm actually testing, but and like I said, this is only my opinion. This is not, and just this foil's opinion, because I mean, it could be the foil. The foil could be absolutely crap. But yeah, give that a thin, even coat like I have done on all the others. And we'll wait for that one coming out of the lamp, and then we'll put that in. And last but not least is my trusty favourite, my sparkles. So we'll do exactly the same with this one. And then I can pop them both in the lamp at the same time, and then they can be cooling down. So go down the edges. I've actually just had to order another one of these, because this is getting to dregs at bottom, and it's leaving all bits in, so and I don't like it when it does that. So yeah, I've just ordered another one with me order. So yeah, so we'll take the Born Pretty one out, and we'll pop the sparkles in, and we will pop the Evil in. 60 seconds. So right now we have the Born Pretty one. So we'll cut a piece of foil. Straight down the middle. in at the sides, roll it over to both edges. Obviously these are really big tips as well, so you've got to take that into consideration. You know, they are really big tips. And I said tips. I know how your filthy mind works. Yeah. How is everybody today anyway? I've not even really had a chance to speak, have I? I've just been rambling away. Rambling away. Like per usual. So let's just make sure I get on the edges. See, I use a tool because if I use my fingers, it heats your foil gel back up and you find it doesn't stick. So as you can see, there's a little bit missing on the bottom of that, but you can always go back in with it and just see if it transfers, but it's not done too bad. Oh, you know, it's still down there in 6th position. So anyway, next one we have the Evil and the Sparkle Supplies. So this one is the Evil. So yeah, straight down the middle, down the edges. Rub all down the sides. Then get my tool. As you can see, it's, well, besides taking my gloves away, it has started lifting as well. So yeah, that's I left a little bit at top, and I think that was actually my fault. Don't think I went down the edge, but anyway, that's that. That has actually done really, really good, but it's still not. I'd say it was before that. I'd say that, to be honest, that one would be in 3rd position at the minute. So last but not least is my trusty favourite, my Sparkle Supplies. Straight down the middle. Get down all the edges. Into the sides. So then when I've done this, with my top 3, then I shall actually use a different foil, and we will see which comes out the top. And we'll see which ones we're discounting. As you can see, it's a near perfect transfer. It's just left a couple of little bits up there, but like I said, that could probably be my fault, not putting it in. So that has done really good. So at minute, I would say that and that is not a lot in them. But anyway, so the worst three are the Emily, the Born Pretty and the To Be Glam. So we are going to get rid of those three. So I'm going to try just four plain tips again. We'll try it again, and this time we will use a different foil, and we'll see how we go on with these four. So we'll just get rid of these three tips. So we're going to try the Sparkles Supply one first, and I'll try this one. I'm trying to go with a full cover, full cover foil, and then it gives them sort of a fair crack. So right, so we'll do same as with this one, because it doesn't really matter whether it's got polish on or not. It's just that you do need a corresponding background colour to sort of for your foil, to so if you have got any little bits missing, then you can't see them. Fluff skin it. Like I said, this is really at the bottom of the barrel. This foil gel. So I have got another one on order. So right, so that one is going to go in the lamp for 60 seconds. So that is that one. So I'm going to get my foil ready. I'm going to get the 4 pieces of foil ready. I am not wiping any residue off the back of the foils, because there might not be any on. There could be some on, but I'm not going to do it anyway. So they're all the same. So yeah, we've got 4 pieces of foil. So next one, we'll get this one ready, and then we see where how this one fares with this foil. I mean, if you find a good foil gel and you actually like it, you see, I've never got on with the McCart one. I just couldn't get it to work, and I've never really had a problem with foils before, but I could not get McCart's one to work at all for me. So anyway, we'll give that an even coat. So we'll pop that in the lamp for 60 seconds. So anyway, we have the Sparkles one here. I find this one is very, very similar to the McCart one, To Be Glam. So right, so we have the Sparkles right down the middle, over to the sides, over to this side, scratching the edges in, and getting my little tool. See, it is actually lifting before I've even finished rubbing it, which is signs of a good foil gel. In fact, it's a very good foil gel. I do actually have a 15%, and I'm not being biased either. I am giving them all a fair crack at the whip. But I do have a 15% discount code. That is that one, Sparkles. And as you can see, I'll put it on the paper towel. That is a near perfect transfer. So, because it's only been the first one anyway, I am going to put that one in first position. Take these out of the way. So next one, we have the Evil out of the lamp. And I'm going to paint the Dorita one, ready to sort of go in. Like I said, if you get a good foil gel, this is a good foil. They are good foil gels. There isn't a bad one really. A lot of them I just use for the dabbing method. I usually use the Tubby Glam one and the Emily one for the dabbing method. I've never really tried the Born Pretty one before. So anyway. Thin even coat. That's that one. So we'll pop that in the lamp for 60 seconds. So anyway, as you can see, this one is the Evil. Pop it down from straight down to the edges with my thumb. Try not to put too much heat back into them because, like I said, rubbing your fingers on them just heats your foil gel up and really stops it from working. So that's sort of a good tip if you're sort of having trouble with foils, to not use your finger. Use a tool. Alright, let's see how we get on with this one. Because it's got little creases in it, sometimes you can pick it back up and pop it back down. And as you can see, that is a near perfect transfer again. So at minute, I don't think there's a right lot of difference in between the Evil. In fact, I would say the Evil is tipped the Sparkle Supplies because I have got an actual little bit missing at the bottom. So the next one out of the lamp is the Dorota. So I am going to give this one a thin even coat again. I don't think there's a right lot in them too. I mean, it could be me that's not pressed it right down. But I thought, I thought I'd try to do exactly the same on them all, give them all the same amount of time. So yeah, just a thin, even coat. I'm actually using a Madam Glam lamp. I don't rate it, to be honest. But yeah, that's just my opinion on that as well. But this is the second one I've had, and it's not been brill. But yeah, it's the black one, the black Madam Glam lamp. This is super sticky all around the edges. As you can see, this one started lifting as well. Different foils so have different transfers as well. It's sticking to my glue dot. So as you can see, besides sticking to my glue dot, that has had another near perfect transfer. So we'll say at the minute, that's my sparkles one. Like I said, I probably didn't go down the edges. If I just went like that, I could probably dab it in and cover that bit, and it probably would. It's probably me that's not rubbed that bit in. It is me. So it's my fault. So at minute, to be honest, I don't think there's a right lot in them two. and I don't think there's a right lot in that one. They're nearly all perfect transfers. So anyway, lastly, we have the Urban Graffiti, which is Neon Nails. Do exactly the same, straight down the middle, down to the sides. Then get my little tool, and as you can see, this one's lifting as well. So yeah, if you can just like lift it up and see where you sort of put it back down, and you know, just rub it a little bit more if you've got little bits missing. But yeah, I like to do isolated foils, you know, like when you cut your piece of, like I say, if you cut a butterfly out, and that's that one, and that is, it's been stuck to me, I think, it's been near perfect transfer. So to be honest, I would put them all in joint first place. So to be honest, if you're looking for a good foil gel, I would say any of these four are really good. I don't know if you can get this one anymore. I think it's just a European brand. This one is from Sparkle Supplies UK, as you can see. It is £8.99, and I do have a 15% discount code off that one. So that is well worth it. That is a 15mm as well. That is 12mm. This one is 10mm, and this is £9.99. That is Dorota Politska's one. That is not HEMA free as well. That is HEMA free, and this one is HEMA free. So, you know what I mean, they are sort of all good, but those two are like 15mm. But that is the cheapest, and probably, I would say then, probably is the outright winner. Going on the volume and the price, I would say Sparkle Supplies is the outright winner. Because there's 10mm in this, and it's very, very good. Very, very good. But I don't think there's a right lot to choose in between any of them. But sometimes you can actually get this one for £5.99 off Neon Nails if you're looking at weekly picks. Or I think normally it is £8.99. So that's not actually a bad price. So yeah, any of them. I would recommend any of these 4 foil gels that have come top of the pops. So anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a like. Yeah, if you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you lot in the next one. Thank you. Bye. 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 Bye.